Hello, and welcome to a fun adventure watching me sit in my work chair. This is me in my office. Sometimes I think in here, but most of the time I just eat bologna sandwiches or hot dogs. Over here is the mess that I made on my left. Over here is the floor where I have not made a mess yet, but I'm working on it. I'll eventually get a mess there. My apologies for being so slow on putting up this link, and I realized this morning, well, really late last night really, that I completely forgot to post lecture videos for this week. It's a transition for me trying to make sure that I get this done on Monday afternoons. So, yeah, trying to put that on, I'm doing this Tuesday at 11. I know some of you are busy at this point, and I am sorry for that. I'm not trying to give a lecture at a point where none of you are available, but just as an update, I did send out the list. I posted it as an announcement, and I also sent it out on Canvas through an email. For who shows up on Tuesday, Thursday classes. That is for the remainder of the semester. If you were in the Tuesday class, great. If you were in the Thursday class, also great. Now, from experience, there are some people who have switched classes just because Tuesday or Thursday works better for them. I don't know whose Tuesday or Thursday works better for them right now, but this is just preliminary schedule as we have it. So, for those of you who are in the Tuesday section, I will expect you to be in class today at 2:30. And we will start with groups and get working on the project. If you will not be available for class either today or on Thursday when you were assigned, please let me know so that I can make sure you get a group. What we're going to talk about right now is the overwhelming expectations that I have for Project 1 for you. Now, the ideology that we have behind projects is that as young engineers, all of you should be able to do engineering problems. You don't have to have a degree to do engineering. You can do engineering work without a degree. Now, the degree gives a level of authenticity to your work. Most people aren't going to hire you as an engineer if you do not graduate from college. But you can do the engineering work without an engineering degree. And there are some people who actually work into engineering positions without having an engineering degree. There are many people with physics backgrounds working as engineers in industry right now. The definition of an engineer is just somebody who has the ability to apply physics to real-world solutions. So, heck yeah, we play with physics all the time. We are physics majors, in effect, just more applied physics. So, we like to do projects because not only does that give some competence in working on it, it also gives a lot of exposure to the project process. Now, for Project 1, what I am going to be expecting out of you is it's going to be a lot. And we're going to have to step through how to do pretty much every piece of this, what I expect out of it, what it looks like, how to make it look like that, how to really build out what it is that we're doing. Today in class, I'm going to expect you to work with a partner, meet with a partner. We're going to be working in teams of 2 on this project, so you will need another person. If we have an odd number of people, I guess I would accept up to a group of 3. I don't want anybody working by themselves. If you're by yourself, please let me know. Yes, I know group projects are harder when you're in pairs. Yes, I know group projects sometimes are even harder than working by yourself because you can't always rely on someone else. I don't care. You have to know how to work as a team. You have to, and you have to be able to accommodate. So everyone has to be a part of a team. If you're not a part of a team and you don't let me know, I will poo-poo all over you and shake my finger, the appropriate finger. So, we're going to work on a project, and this project is going to involve extensive modeling. Now, the reason for requiring extensive modeling as a part of this project is because modeling is itself a solution to a problem. It is a visual solution. It's not always a full solution. In fact, it never is a full solution. A full solution would require actually going out, purchasing the materials, having it in place, installing it, building it, constructing it. It requires a whole lot of work for a physical system. Doing a modeling system is much faster, and it allows us to do 2 projects this semester. But it's a great way to learn modeling software and solve a problem virtually in a way that's fairly easy to express that information. So that's why I like doing modeling assignments for the project. So, with all of that said, let's go ahead and let me pull up the project description real quick. Just need one more thing. Okay. All right. Let me share my screen with you so you can see what I'm looking at. Otherwise, I'm just going to tell you about this document that I wrote that eventually is going to show up on Canvas. Okay? Okay. Yeah, where are you? There you are. So this is the Project 1 description. Due date is next month, March 9th. That is going to come up really fast because there's a lot of work. Now, we do have a little bit of flexibility in our schedule for this semester. So if we do need an extra 1 week or 2 weeks, because either COVID is a problem or because I am just an absolutely ambitious maniac of a man, we can make that work. But you are going to, in the basic gist of it, you're going to be working as a group of 2 to design, model, propose a layout for a park and playground space. You are given a 600 by 400 foot rectangular flat grass field. Okay, and that's the existing conditions. It starts out as a 600 by 400 rectangular flat grass field. We're going to go ahead and assume for this project that there's a road bounding all sides of the park. That is in itself, I mean, you may consider having a sidewalk that goes all the way around, because city access, you want to be able to walk all the way around. And as a part of this, you do have to include parking spaces, so that is important too. But the idea behind this project is you're going to have to go find pieces to put on this. You're going to have to model them, and you're going to have to put together a fairly detailed drawing of how all those pieces fit together. Okay, and it's going to require a lot of AutoCAD work. So I'm going to be stepping you through that process in videos and in lectures. Way I see lectures going down, certainly the in-person classes Tuesday and Thursday, is those are going to be work time for you and your partner to come in, work on the project, and really get your feet wet. Ask questions of me, ask for help, try to figure out what's going on, that sort of thing. Every week I will be posting short AutoCAD videos on how to do the basics of AutoCAD. Now, I'm not going to be doing that this week, just because I'm anticipating doing some of that in class on either Tuesday or Thursday. Both of them are going to be identical classes. Tuesday and Thursday is just going to be different groups of people. So if you are in the Tuesday section, don't show up on Thursday unless you missed the Tuesday section. Your partner won't be in the Thursday section, but it is what it is. So if you know you're going to be gone Thursday, it might be helpful to show up Tuesday with your partner, but we can always talk about that when we get there. Okay, now there's a lot of there's a lot of requirements that go along with this. There are standards for building public parks, and hold on a second. No, we're good. I always have to check the chat. There are standards for building public parks, and those standards have to be applied for. Buildings have to be so far away from, if there's a certain number of people expected to be there, there has to be a restroom facility present. We're going to assume that there's a public restroom across the street. So that's not going to be an issue. Means we don't have to worry about piping, bathroom design, all of that, which tends to be a little burdensome, if you ask me. But there are a number of things that are required, and I tried to be very explicit in this document. Again, I'll post this to Canvas when I'm done with the lectures today, so you can look over it yourself. But the constraints for your system, because every good design problem begins with constraints and measures of quality, I am giving you the constraints for your system. This has to be valid for a valid solution to the system. Okay, first of all, it has to be ADA accessible. That is a constraint. If your park, your playground is not ADA accessible, you have not proposed a good solution, I will require you to do it again, or at least adjust your design to be ADA compliant. You must include a variety of play equipment. Okay, you're not just going to put the same slide in the play area, like, look, you can have 6 people go down the same slide at the same time. No, it is going to require a variety of play equipment. And you're going to have to look that up. Finding prices on play equipment, it can be really challenging because you have to go to a distributor, get a quote from them. And I'm not requiring you to get a quote, not for this class. But understanding the process of here's how I would get it, that is important. But we're not going to be doing that this class. I feel like that's a lot of work, and considering the timeline that we're trying to meet, that's a lot of work that's unnecessary. You must include a shelter. In order for this to be a valid solution, you have to have a place where people can go if it rains. Or to host barbecues, parties, sit-down events where you can be out of the sun. Now, that said, you can put as many structures. I know a lot of modern designs for parks will have very aesthetic sun coverings. It can be very expensive, but you can do as many of those as you want. It's not going to hurt me. I don't care how you pick and choose what components to put in there, but that's on you. Okay. Your design must include foliage. And there's actually one of your drawings where you're going to have to label out what all foliage is going into your design. You have to have at least 8 parking spots on your site. I would advise you to include at least 1 handicap spot because this is supposed to be ADA accessible. Designing a handicap spot is different than just simply looking up random stuff. The following zones are going to be created. Now, what is a zone? Well, it's just an area of the playground / park dedicated to a certain function. You're going to have a meeting zone. This is going to be where your shelter is, probably. You may have benches, tables, overhead hangings, a barbecue. You can choose whatever you want to go on that site. That's fine. Okay. You're going to have an open zone. The purpose of an open zone is it's not covered. But it has maybe flower beds, trees, open park space, sports fields. You have the ability to really design there. If you want to have a baseball diamond included in this park space, you can. That's not going to hurt me. And then you can have, bleachers and benches and fences, and you can put all of that in. And it's up to you. It does require a little bit more work, but this is your park / playground space. It must also have a playground zone. This is a kid-friendly zone where it is ADA accessible. There are walkways. You're going to have an appropriate covering. This may be something that is put on top of concrete. This may be something that is used in place of concrete. You're going to have to specify that on your drawings. I'm trying to allow for as much creativity as possible in these designs. Lastly, you're going to have a parking zone. This is going to include walkways to get to the parking zone so you don't have to get your feet muddy trying to get to your cars, those types of things. Measures of quality. Now, this is something that you are going to have to give a presentation as a part of this project. Your presentation, you will have to explicitly discuss each of these measures of quality. Why? Because every one of these measures of quality is going to be valuable, really in understanding what it is that you've created, okay? Now, deliverables, I don't have all of them listed on here. I missed one, which is why there's a blank space. But in your deliverables, the things that you're actually going to be handing in as a part of this project, I'm going to be posting these assignments directly to Canvas. Next week, by Friday, you're going to need to hand in a document detailing a research on ADA standards, playgrounds, materials, existing playgrounds. Just do your research on existing designs, where good vendors are. I'll give you a more succinct description of what I'm looking for in the actual project description that I post on Canvas. Well, excuse me. You will be expected to give a full oral presentation. This is going to involve showing slides, talking through each page of your design, talking through the measures of quality, talking through costs, really building out why it is that somebody would want to use this. You're going to need a full set of AutoCAD plans. That is a huge part of this project. In fact, that is quintessential to the success in this project because your presentation is over the designs. Now, I do also give you a description of what each of those drawings are going to be. Page 1 should be the general overview drawing. Here you show your zones. It locates general basic structures. It just shows the park, okay? Page 2 is going to be a discussion on pavement structures. It's going to be any concrete you have to lay down. Any material you use for a playground mat is also going to be included on this document. Page 3, pavement details. This is where you detail, okay, how deep is the concrete? How thick is the concrete going to be? What type of material is going to be used? What kind of subgrade material? How thick is that subgrade material? All of those are valuable. You're going to need at least 3. I'm going to change that to 4, 1 for the playground too, again, before I post this. One of your drawings is going to be related to foliage. Where are the locations of your trees? What kind of trees are you using? What kind of coverage are those trees going to provide? Where are your bushes? Where are your flower beds? What kind of flowers are you using? What kind of blend of flowers are you planning on putting in? Are you going to have flower beds? Are they going to be raised? Are they going to be lowered? All of those are things that are up to you to describe, but you have to put a succinct drawing just for foliage. Playground description, this is a drawing that it's going to zoom in on the playground. It's going to be focused on what kind of play structures are going to be present, show the matting material if needed, or you may even remove the matting material. What kind of benches are going to be located around there? What kind of shading structures, if any, are going to be present? Are there going to be trees around it? Just kind of to give a good view of that, list out the equipment, what you plan on using. Last one's going to be the gathering zone, which is where people get together. Where's the structure going to be? Are there going to be benches, tables, barbecues, trees? How is that area going to work? How's it going to function? What are the walkways into it look like? That sort of thing. The last drawing that you're going to provide in your drawing set, you may end up putting more drawings than 7, depending on how complex your system comes out to be. But the last drawing is going to be an itemized cost list stating, here's the cost of every component we're planning on putting into this. Here's cost of installation, cost of purchase, cost of maintenance, etc. And here's the final cost. Again, I'll show you how to create that table, how to put it in there, how to make it look nice. Okay, you will be given additional points based on your title blocks. And then the really important one is appropriate dimensioning and annotation. If your drawing is really hard to follow, you don't include a lot of the information that is necessary to reproduce this, you're going to get points taken off. Okay, your presentation is graded based on delivery, flow, ADA compliance and discussion on that, discussion of your measures of quality, and the professionalism. You will have to dress up for your presentations. So you will have to dress up twice this semester. You're going to need some formal clothes. It's going to have to at least be button-up shirt and slacks for all you boys. Girls can get away with wearing skirts, or you can also wear button-up shirts and slacks. Girls have a little bit more opportunity when it comes to professional clothing than boys do, or men's and women's clothing. It's unique. I can't for the life of me remember what this last bullet point is, but I'll figure it out before I post this. Okay, so that is a discussion on the project. Now I will, again, we're going to be talking about it more in the in-person sessions of class. Tuesday and Thursday, I'll show you how to get started. I'll talk you through the basic structure of that drawing so that you can get started with your partner. But I am going to also expect you to be doing some research immediately on ADA compliance. What does it mean to be ADA compliant? What does an ADA compliant park look like? What are existing parks that have been designed to ADA compliance? What does that look like? You're going to need to know all that information for next week, because you need to have that foundation of knowledge in order to build a lot of this. Oh, I do remember that last part. I'll write it in real quick. You're also going to be required to provide an abstract of your design discussing individual components. That is going to be due on, we'll say it, February 19th. And that's going to be worth 20 points. Okay, then I had another one that I couldn't remember, but I wanted to have the abstract due. But again, this will be posted on Canvas, and the assignments themselves will be posted on Canvas, and I will be stepping you through how to do this whole process. Because this is, I didn't show you anything I just typed. Nice, awesome work, Cal. This is a very large project, and as freshmen, this is the kind of stuff that I'm expecting out of you. May not be professional grade quality, but it certainly has to show an understanding of what it means to be professional. And we really, this is a more civil engineering related project. Yes, I understand that. We'll do a more mechanical engineering project towards the end of the semester. We're not, well, I guess this could also be environmental engineering technically, because it does have to do with foliage, and if you really want to do an analysis of water flows or how the impact of foliage on the environment, go ahead, but this is strongly civil engineering or related work. Okay, well, I will jump onto the next video. After I get that done, I will post this document, and I'll start posting those assignments and their due dates. So I will see you on the other link for YouTube in a few minutes. Or if you're not watching live or watching this later, I will see you on it whenever you decide to. I actually won't see you at all. You'll see me.